Welcome to a defining moment in the history of science. For centuries, we viewed the heavens as a fixed, mechanical masterpiece. But the Herschels shattered that rigid sphere. Through their tireless collaboration, they moved us beyond simple stargazing into the realm of, quote, celestial naturalism. By uncovering the vastness of deep space, they proved the universe isn't just a machine. It is a living, changing entity. This discovery didn't just add new stars to our maps. It fundamentally redefined our place in an infinite evolving cosmos. Before the Herschels, the universe had a ceiling. For millennia, humanity lived within the great clockmaker's finite machine, a predictable system bounded by Saturn. This wasn't just a map, it was a comfort. By adhering to the magic number 7, science and philosophy maintained a sense of perfect, divine order. However, this finite perspective limited our potential for discovery. Understanding this rigid framework is essential to appreciate the sheer scale of the intellectual leap the Herschels were about to take, transforming a confined machine into an infinite, living frontier. Great breakthroughs often come from outsiders. William and Caroline Herschel arrived at astronomy not as academics, but as masters of harmony and rhythm. By pivoting from symphonies to the stars, they brought a fresh, naturalist's lens to the sky. They didn't just measure the heavens, they collected them, treating deep space objects like rare biological specimens. This unique fusion of musical precision and obsessive observation allowed them to see patterns others missed. Their journey proves that interdisciplinary passion, transforming the discipline of the concert hall into the rigor of the observatory, is the ultimate catalyst for expanding the boundaries of human knowledge. Great science is rarely a solo act. The Herschel partnership was a precision-tuned engine of discovery. By combining William's engineering genius with Caroline's mathematical rigor, they achieved what others deemed impossible. William pushed the physical limits of telescope construction, while Caroline pioneered systematic sky sweeping, uncovering nebulae and comets with unparalleled accuracy. Their success wasn't just in the planets they found, but in the barriers they broke, proven by Caroline's historic royal salary and gold medal. Together, they demonstrated that a collaborative, multidisciplinary approach is the most powerful tool for unlocking the secrets of the deep space universe. To see further than anyone in history, the Herschels had to out-engineer the world. This progression represents a revolution in light-gathering power. By relentlessly scaling their reflectors, culminating in the massive 40-foot telescope, they transformed the sky from a blurry canvas into a detailed map of deep space. Their ingenious, quote, Herschelian design removed optical obstacles, ensuring every photon reached the observer's eye. This wasn't just about building bigger tools, it was about creating the high-performance engines necessary to fuel a new era of cosmic exploration. These instruments provided the clarity needed to prove that the universe was far deeper and more complex than humanity had ever dared to imagine. Precision discovery requires a factory mindset. The Herschels didn't just look at stars, they engineered a data pipeline. By fixing their telescope on the meridian and letting the Earth's rotation serve as a conveyor belt, they created a systematic, sweeping methodology. This 5-step process, from William's visual signal to Caroline's morning mathematical reductions, transformed fleeting observations into permanent scientific records. This disciplined workflow is what allowed them to catalog thousands of objects that others missed. It proved that in science, the process is just as vital as the tool, turning raw nocturnal data into the pristine catalogs that formed the bedrock of modern deep space astronomy. In March 1781, the boundaries of the human world exploded. By tracking a single wandering point of light, the Herschels achieved the impossible. They discovered a new planet, Uranus. This wasn't just a mathematical victory, it was a psychological revolution. This discovery instantly doubled our solar system's scale, proving that the ancient clockwork model was incomplete. By documenting movement where others saw stillness, they broke a thousands-year-old ceiling. This event serves as the definitive proof that through disciplined observation and superior technology, we can transcend perceived limits and uncover a vastly larger reality. With star gauging, the Herschels did the unthinkable. They measured the shape of our galaxy. By counting stars in every direction, they moved beyond mere observation into cosmic architecture. This forked slab model wasn't just a map, it was a profound humble pie for humanity. It proved that the sun is not the center of all things, but a single occupant in a vast, irregular island of stars. This outcome fundamentally shifted our perspective from a human-centric universe to a galactic one. By quantifying the density of deep space, the Herschels provided the first structural blueprint of our home in the cosmos, setting the stage for modern galactic astronomy. Behold the scale of the Herschelian revolution. Before their deep space census, the heavens were largely seen as empty. In a single generation, they expanded our cosmic library from 100 objects to over 2,500. This wasn't just a numerical increase, it was a total population explosion of the known universe. Caroline Herschel's independent discoveries, including 8 comets and the M110 companion galaxy, solidified her place as a titan of observational science. By cataloging the cosmos with such unprecedented volume, the Herschels provided the foundational dataset that allowed future generations to move beyond where objects are and start asking what they actually are. We discover the most profound shift of all, the birth of deep time. By observing clusters at different stages of condensation, the Herschels realized they weren't just looking at space, but at a cosmic timeline. They proved that gravity is the engine of an evolving universe, actively pulling stars together over millions of years. This discovery breathed life into the, quote, clockwork sphere, transforming a cold machine into a living, aging cosmos. This isn't just astronomy. It is the realization that the universe has a history and a future. The Herschel's legacy is a universe that is no longer fixed, but infinitely dynamic, diverse, and alive. In 1790, the Herschels witnessed the very dawn of creation. By resolving NGC 1514, they discovered that space wasn't just filled with stars, but with a shining fluid, the primordial gas from which stars are born. This single revelation shattered the idea of a finished universe. It proved that stars aren't eternal. They have a life cycle, condensing from luminous clouds before clustering and eventually fading. This discovery extended their evolutionary theory back to the beginning of time itself. It confirms that we live in a creative, industrial cosmos, a vast system that is constantly recycling matter and energy to forge new worlds across the infinite deep. In 1800, William Herschel discovered that the universe is hiding in plain sight. By measuring the temperature of individual colors in a prism, he noticed a startling anomaly. The most intense heat existed where there was no visible light at all. This discovery of infrared radiation shattered the belief that human vision defines the limits of reality. It proved that the sun emits powerful, invisible energy, opening a doorway to a hidden universe. For us today, this leap beyond the visible spectrum is what allows us to peer through cosmic dust and see the earliest stars, proving that what we cannot see is often just as vital as what we can. Consider the sheer magnitude of this intellectual revolution. The Herschels didn't just find new objects, they gave us a new universe. By shattering the clockwork sphere, they expanded our scale from a single planetary system to an infinite galaxy. They replaced a static backdrop of fixed stars with a dynamic, moving reality bound by the life cycle of birth and death. Perhaps most importantly, they proved that light itself is broader than our eyes can see. This shift from a finite machine to an evolving frontier remains the foundation of modern astrophysics. It is the moment humanity finally stepped out of the clockmaker's workshop and into the true vastness of deep space. We arrive at the true, enduring legacy of the Herschel partnership. By systematically dismantling the finite theater of antiquity, William and Caroline birthed the modern concepts of deep time and deep space. They didn't just map the stars. They revealed a biological universe, vast, unseen, and constantly in flux. Their revolutionary insight that the cosmos evolves laid the essential groundwork for Darwin's natural selection and Hubble's expanding horizons. This is the ultimate outcome of their journey. A universe that is no longer a static monument to the past, but a living frontier that continues to grow, change, and challenge our understanding of reality itself. The Herschel legacy didn't end in the 1800s. It lives on through the James Webb Space Telescope. When we look at Webb's gold-plated mirrors, we are seeing the direct evolution of the Herschel's engineering genius. Their discovery of infrared light provided the key to unlocking the early universe, allowing us to peer through cosmic dust to witness the birth of stars. Today, we continue their quest to, quote, penetrate space, using the very principles they established to map the furthest reaches of time. The Herschels didn't just look at the sky. They built the foundation for humanity to finally see the beginning of everything.